Hello everyone, how's it going? It's Phil here, doing another video. This time we're doing a video tutorial and it's about GOG.com games, specifically the early Windows 3D games. Now I've done a whole series on how to do DOS games, how to get GOG.com DOSBox games running on your original retro PC. This time it's all about Windows, so early Windows games that use all the interesting 3D accelerator cards. And usually we use Windows 98 as an operating system for such games, and unfortunately the installer that GOG.com uses to package the games does not run on Windows 98, so we have to do something else. I'm going to use two games to demonstrate what we have to do. The first one is Incoming and Incoming Forces, and then we have Hitman Codename 47, because this game comes with nGlide, which is a wrapper for the 3dfx Glide API. Okay, so let's get started. I've already downloaded these games, so I'm just gonna install them because it takes a while, and then I can just explain a few other things. So we just install it. Here comes the installer with the tick box, that's it. And we just do the other one as well. So all the games usually end up in the C/GOG games folder, and when we transfer the games to our Windows 98 retro gaming PC, we'll do the same thing. We'll stick with the same folders. Okay, so that's installing. This one should be done, finished very soon. That's it. So we just go exit, and we let that finish. Okay, the other things we need are these two programs. InnoSetup. That's basically the program that puts all the files together and creates an installer. So GOG.com is obviously using this to create these installation files. So we definitely need one of those. Not really to unpack the game, but in order to open the script file. So we click on Stable Release, and there it is. Random site should be fine. Put in downloads. So what this will do, it'll make a connection between InnoSetup and the script file. So when you double click on the script file, it actually opens in an editor. Let's just see if there's any options we have to avoid or make sure we tick. Don't think we need that, but it shouldn't really. Definitely make sure this is ticked. I'm also going to create a desktop icon shortcut. There you go. Okay, that was the first one. We're not going to launch it, and that's finished. And the other program we need is the Unp, that's what it's called, InnoSetup Unpacker. So this will basically do the reverse. It'll take the GOG.com installation file and it'll unpack it to the before state, basically. So here we just go to download. It's our file, latest version. And I'm gonna put that in my GOG.com installation. So I've got a folder where I put all the GOG.com installers. So let's put it here. And I think we're done. So let me just close that. Okay, so let's unpack that. And there we go, so I don't need this anymore. And I think there's a README file, but it's fairly straightforward. Okay, so let's start with this game first. So what you do first, this is the unpacker. We create a shortcut. There it is. And then we need to copy paste the entire file name. Now if yours doesn't say .exe, you have to go to File. Hang on, this is Windows 8, so it's a bit different. Just gotta find the folder options. There you go, file name, extensions, it's just a tick box here. So this has to be ticked, otherwise you don't see the extensions. Okay, so we'll go with, did I say Hitman? Let's go with Hitman first. So I'll just do rename and then select the entire file like that, and then copy. And then we go to our shortcut and we go right click, properties, And right at the end, we go -X space, and then we paste the file name. I used the Control-V keyboard shortcut, so it should say -X space -X, and then the file name of whatever installation file you want to extract. And that's it. And then we just double click on the shortcut, and off it goes. Unpacks the game. So it gives a bit of an insight what's going on. It's got all the images, all the assets, all the music files, and so on. Depending on the speed of your computer, it might take a little while. Okay, there we go. And now, because I've installed these games, so I'm just gonna grab the exact wording of the folder. So I'm just gonna copy paste this. And then I'm gonna go to my USB, because eventually I've got to copy it onto my retro PC. I'll create a new folder, Hitman Code 47, and then what we're doing is wrong folder. So we go into the app folder and we grab everything. So this is the entire game. So we just go Control-A to select everything, and then right click, copy, and paste it onto the USB into the Hitman folder. Control-V. Okay, so while that's copying, I'm gonna work on my next game, which is Incoming Forces. You just gotta be careful. If you run it twice in the same folder, it's gonna override all of these. So you just gotta wait till it's copied over to the USB. Actually, there's another way of doing this. We're just gonna create a subfolder. So I'll create a new folder here, and I'll put the game and the unpacker into that folder. Okay, there we go. So again, I create a shortcut. I grab my entire file name. I click on the properties of the shortcut, add -X at the end, and then paste the shortcut. Okay, so that's done. Press OK. So let's run my shortcut so it unpacks the next game. And I'm just gonna create that folder on my USB. Okay. Let's see how this is going. And the success rate of my method is fairly good. Most games work. There are some games that use registry settings, and at the end of the video I'm just going to show you how to find these registry settings, and I'm also going to ask for some help here, because maybe there's a better way of doing the registry settings than doing it by hand. Maybe there's a program that can take this script file and do the registry settings for you. That would be really awesome and a time saver. Some registry settings are not needed. They are for GOG.com for the uninstaller, and it doesn't really worry us that much. Okay, so we'll just go into the app folder, and so we have two games here, Incoming Forces. So I believe we're gonna grab these two. Hang on, how did it install? Okay, it's got two subfolders here, so we just do the same thing. Hang on, getting confused. There you go. These two. Copy. And paste. Okay, and that's the first part of this video. I'm just gonna run a not gonna wait till this copies. So I'm just gonna switch over to my retro PC. It's a Super Circuit 7 with a Pentium MMX 233. It's got a Matrox card, G400 Max, and also a 3DFX Voodoo 2. So I'm going to show you how to configure a game that uses DirectX, Direct 3D, and the other game uses the Glide, the 3DFX Glide engine. Okay guys, so here we are on my retro PC, and we're just gonna have a look what we have to do to get these games going. So I'm just gonna navigate to my USB, and the first task is we're gonna copy over the games from the USB drive onto the C drive. It's gonna take a while, so we're just gonna fast forward the video. Where are they? GG games. There you go. Copy. And paste. Okay, so that's gonna take a while, so we're just gonna fast forward the video, or put a transition in, and then we will be back in a moment. Okay, so we are back on the desktop, and let's have a look, and let's run those games and see if they work. Now, I just want to say that when GOG.com tries to get these games running on modern machines, they use a wide range of strategies. They use patches, but they also modify the game. Sometimes they use cracks and pirated version of executables. So the games are often modified to quite an extent, and sometimes that means that certain features stop working on the original computer, like if you're playing on a retro PC. That's why I tend to get the original versions for most of my games on top of the GOG.com version. An example is, for example, in Incoming, that there's no music. The original game uses CD audio tracks, whereas the GOG.com version seems to be using OGG files, and for some reason the OGG files don't play in Windows 98. Now, there are probably ways of getting that working under Windows 98, but that's really beyond what I was trying to show in this video. I just wanted to get you to the point of being able to run the games, and then any further tweaks or modifications you have to do are really on a game-by-game basis, so that would go beyond what I was trying to do in this video. Okay, so here are the games. We're going to go into the incoming folder, and there's an executable here. So let's run that. Just going to turn the speakers off. So we're selecting the graphics card. I'm going to go with my Matrox. So it picks up the Oriole Vortex 2 sound card and enables the a 3D surround sound. And here we are, so the game works. Unfortunately, no music. So let's just quickly start the game. So other games who I've noticed where GOG.com modified things that broke the game is, for example, Splinter Cell. They disabled EAX, so the tick box where you usually select it just doesn't work, it's not there.
Incoming alien fighters!
So yeah, that game seems to be working fine. Speed. This is a fairly slow computer, it's just okay, so let's get out of this and let's look at another game. So the next game we're going to look at is Hitman, and this is a game that actually supports Glide. You can see whenever you see something like this, and Glide, you should immediately click, okay, this is a Glide game. Now, Glide is a wrapper. It basically translates commands that talk to the Glide API into commands that talk to the Direct 3D API. So it's like it basically translates from one standard to another one. That's not what we want. We want Glide to not be there and the game to talk directly to our 3DFX Voodoo. So what we definitely need to do is turn on the file extensions so we can see hidden files and file extensions. So you're just going to see all the files, and we're looking for anything. We're looking for DLLs that have to do with 3D effects. It's these three, and we basically just delete them. And now glide is not used anymore. The game will talk directly to the 3D effects window. So let's run the game. This is actually quite an interesting game. It supports all sorts of graphics APIs, from OpenGL to direct. Did I run that again? Let's try it again. To direct 3D and also glide. I think the machine I chose is a little bit too slow. It takes quite a while to load, but then I'm using a micro drive in this machine, so it's not the quickest storage solution either. Okay, here we go, it's loading. Okay, so I'm just gonna press escape to quit the screens. What I'm going to do first is just play it in direct 3D, so we go to options, go to graphics, we can see the options here. I'm going to change the resolution to 640 by 480 because my capture card has difficulties 100 by 600 on the Voodoo. Okay, that's done. Press OK. And press OK. Start the game. Let's see if the game runs. There you go. So that's now with that's in dark 3D mode. And let's see if we can switch to glide. I believe this game allows you to do it. Okay, no, we've got to go back to the main menu. Put it to glide. That's okay. There's our 3dfx logo. And this is now on the 3dfx Voodoo 2. So let's start the game. Press OK. There it is. This is now from the 3dfx Voodoo in glide. You can kind of tell the picture's a little bit it's blurry, the quality is not nearly as sharp as with the Matrox, but that's just how the 3dfx Voodoo 2 looked. For better clarity, just go with the Voodoo 3. It's got a nicer image. Okay, that's really this part of the video. So what I'm going to do next is just go back to my modern PC, and I'm just going to talk about the script file. Okay, we're back on the desktop. So whenever you run the Inno Unpacker, it creates a script file, and because we've associated the script file with the Inno Setup compiler, we can now read the script file and see what's going on. And I believe all of these are just copies, so it just copies the files over, and that's basically what we do manually. But down here, we dealing with registry entries, and depending on the game, in most games I found you don't have to do anything, and we can kind of ignore the GOG.com registry entries. They're probably just for uninstallation. But some games you actually have to set registry keys, and what I found is it is actually really a lot of work, just copy pasting everything and doing it yourself. So if anyone out there sees this video and has some experience with these programs I've used in the video and knows a better way, please let me know. And also, if you've got any tips for getting the sound going in incoming, that would also be greatly appreciated, because if we all work together and everyone chips in a little bit and has some ideas, it's amazing what we can actually achieve. Okay, and that's this for this video. So basically, to sum it up, the guide showed you how you can use a game from GOG.com, an early Windows game, using 3D accelerator graphics, how you can unpack it, transfer it to your retro computer, and how to get it going. And I also showed you how to disable end glide if you've actually got a proper 3dfx Voodoo card and you want to use the real thing and not end glide. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to watch similars, you can just check my YouTube channel, or you can go to our website, philscomputerlab.com, where I put all the videos and lots of other stuff together, downloads, demos, and so on.